Big Ben. Dude, what 18th season I think he's going on. Somehow they got him restructured again. He's coming back to play. Yeah, I knew he had to because what was it like? I forgot what it was, but they owed him like 20 something.
Ton of money.
Like it was stupid how much it was, and he was never worth it. So they restructured. He came back. He's coming back to it's not a bad looking offense as far as skill positions.
Yeah, I was just about to say. Like,
but that offensive line, they're basically rebuilding it. So
yeah, I think it's going to be an entirely new offensive line.
I don't know what to. Yeah, because they had Pouncey
they just
retired,
cut someone.
Right?
Yeah, they just
cut one of their all-pro guards or tackles. I can't. Villanueva, I think it was, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't Villanueva.
Oh man. Anyways, doesn't matter. We don't care about tackles. But this line, man, and it didn't look good.
No, and they had no rushing game last year, and that led them to throw the ball over and over and over again. The Pittsburgh Steelers led the league in passing attempts last year.
Yeah.
By a little bit. It was just pass the ball. But Big Ben was not very good. He had some like explosive games, which were fine. He finished, what did I put down his ranking for his finish?
14th,
which doesn't sound bad, but he had some low spots for sure. Mm-hmm. He definitely had some peak games, some high explosive games, but I don't think Ben's I'm not looking at Ben this year. There's better later options. He's going to go late. I like other guys better.
Yeah, I definitely agree. When we talk about some of these wide receivers and stuff, it's kind of hard because for them to have good seasons, it means that Big Ben also has to have kind of a good season.
Not necessarily. If the targets
to an extent.
Yeah.
But, just looking at like his career statistics.
He wasn't bad. 33 passing touchdowns last year, 10 interceptions, which isn't great, but that's a little bit below average for him.
Right.
The passing yards were a little down by a decent amount, which just efficiency.
Right. He had 608 attempts, like you said, right? But like in his, that's like third over his, 17-year career. He's only had one season in 2018 where he threw for 675.
That's such an outrageous number.
That is nuts. But usually he's, close to 350.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the Steelers offense has gone through
a lot of changes,
different phases throughout his career.
We're looking at Le'Veon Bell statistics over here where he was only throwing like 400,
Yeah.
But I was actually looking at his completions. But anyways, I don't think Big Ben is gonna have a terrible season this year.
He'll be a streaming quarterback.
Yeah, he'll definitely be someone that I'll look at, depending on how he starts.
Like a DFS play, stuff like that.
Yeah, and just depending on how he starts the season. If he starts the season off kind of well, he can get hot. He's kind of a streaky quarterback like that. But the one fear that I have right now is that offensive line. Will it give him time? Dude, the dude's old. he's getting ready to turn 40.
Yep. And
as much as I love Ben Roethlisberger, he's not Tom Brady when it comes to his physical stature.
6.3 yards per attempt for the Steelers passing offense.
Jeez Louise.
That's low. That is very low.
He looks like, he stops at, the local McDonald's on the way to the stadium every week. So I just don't think he's going to be able to stay healthy if that offensive line doesn't hold up.
Yeah, and so we'll jump into the wide receivers here.
Yep.
They have a very good trio. Still surprised Juju's back.
They have a top 4, in my opinion. They've got a really good 4.
The fourth is okay. He's okay.
I like him more than you do, but it's fine. Go ahead. Keep going.
DeAndre Johnson last year.
Our boy.
If you forgot, he saw the 8th most targets in the league last year.
Yep.
144 targets. Only caught 88 of them for a 61% completion percentage. Definitely, he had some drops, but that's not all. He didn't drop.
Some of them were him.
60 passes.
Right. Some of them were definitely him, but
yeah, his yards per reception wasn't super high. Touchdown 7. That's fine. JuJu was a wild player to have last year. I had him in a league, and it was bizarre world at times. Started the season off good. Then you have games for 4 targets, 2 receptions for 6 yards. 2 receptions for 6 yards. But you look out for most of the season, he was giving you double-digit points most games. He ended up finishing fine. Also saw 128 targets in this offense.
Mm-hmm.
Then you go to Chase Claypool, the rookie, the phenom who had absolutely explosive games. Big play guy. I mean, he had a 42-point week. His 4th game in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he is a big play guy.
Mm-hmm.
Also saw 109 targets in this offense. Those 3 players, you're already almost at like 3/4 of the passing attempts in this offense. Like,
yep.
They funneled the offense to these 3 players. Eric Ebron also, like, will just jump around a little bit here. He saw 91 targets at the tight end position. That is a ton. Like, this team threw the ball a lot.
Yes.
Wasn't super efficient. But DeAndre Johnson, like, I was looking at these earlier. Dude is real good. And if you had him at the back half of the season last year, weeks 9 through 16, he was the 5th best receiver.
Yep.
The last 8 games of last year. JuJu, I believe they were all top 30. JuJu was the 15th best wide receiver. Claypool, 30th. So, all top 30.
Yeah, I mean, when you talk Deontay Johnson, I mean, we literally were talking about him almost weekly. He was so underrated, even in DFS, because every week we're like, play him in DFS.
Forever. It took
play
forever.
him in DFS. I mean, he was ranked so low, and each week it's just target hog.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he's just getting targeted. Just mass amounts of targets.
Yeah, let's go through some. We're going to start at the season, 10 targets, 13 targets.
Yep.
Bad game. He didn't play a lot. 2 targets, only 24% of snaps.
Because he dropped both of those.
Next game, 8% of snaps, 1 target. So we get back to when he's playing full-time, 15 targets, 10 targets, 11 targets, 16 targets, 13 targets, 12 targets, 7, 13, 14.
4.
Yeah, but I don't count week 17. So.
Well, that's true because it's not. But still, I mean, guys, that's a lot of freaking targets.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so much. The only thing
he's going late in drafts, man.
Yeah.
You can easily get him as your 3rd wide receiver right now in drafts.
Like, well, he's going in the 5th.
Yeah, that's easy. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's no problem at your 3rd wide receiver.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. It's fine. I wouldn't even mind him as my 2nd.
No. I think the interesting thing is, because I know neither of us are debating who's the number 1 in this offense. It's definitely Deontay
Johnson.
But who's the 2nd guy in this offense you're going to take a shot at in the wide receiver core?
For this year, so in redraft, I'll take a shot with JuJu. In Dynasty, I'm going Chase Claypool.
Well, yeah, that's
like I don't think JuJu's gonna. I'm surprised JuJu got re-signed.
Same. I mean, he took a pay cut. Like, it wasn't a big deal.
Well, I think he realized, because this year, like, teams were not overspending at the wide receiver position, and so it kind of ticked him off. It ticked Kenny Golladay off a little bit because he didn't even get a contract that I thought he was going to get. It was okay.
I think it was a good contract.
It's fine. But I was thinking it was going to be
like
way higher.
The one guy who got a good contract.
Right. But yeah, JuJu wasn't getting offered much.
And there are reasons for that. Last year, he was we brought up, he was good, decently consistent, but there were just some games where he disappeared. Like another game, 4 receptions for 19 yards.
Yeah.
3 receptions for 15 yards. You can't have that.
No. And, it's come out, obviously, from the Pittsburgh locker room, too, that, he's more focused with his TikTok accounts and social media stuff than he is football. I don't know if maybe some of that stuff kind of played into it as well. I don't always read into it too much.
Yeah, the other thing about JuJu last year is, where were the big plays?
Yeah.
They were non-existent.
Mm-mm. Well, I mean, so I've got his stats pulled up here. I'm looking at the longest reception he had on the course of the whole season.
Let me guess.
Just take a wild guess.
22 yards.
Honestly, you're not far off. 31.
Okay.
Let's look at Deontay's. Yeah. Take a wild guess there.
45.
46.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's just,
And Deontay's not like a super big play guy either. He's not a Chase Claypool, but JuJu was able to make people miss and just burn them down the field for big plays early in his career.
DeAndre Johnson's just elusive. He's not like super fast. He's just a really good route runner that just finds his way open. But yeah, JuJu kind of is that though. Like he's pretty quick. He runs like a 4.5.
Nice thing though was 9 receiving touchdowns.
Yeah,
red zone threat.
That's where he didn't kind of fail.
Yeah,
he does get more. Excuse me. He does get more red zone targets. I think he has 18. I think Deontay only had 11. Which is kind of surprising because JuJu's only 5'10", but JuJu's 6'1". Deontay's only 5'10". Yeah. But still, I think we're fine there. I do want to bring up James Washington just slightly because there are times, and we saw last year where Deontay did have a couple drops, and then all of a sudden James Washington entered game and played the rest of the game. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if maybe he's just kind of that wild card coming in.
That's exactly what he is.
But he's not a bad wide receiver.
He's not bad. No, like when James Washington was coming out of college, I saw that and liked him. I mean, he won the best collegiate wide receiver that year, his senior year at Oklahoma State. He was incredible. Mm-hmm. Came into the Steelers and never moved his way up the depth chart. And yeah, he can have those games. 4 catches, 68 yards, and a touchdown for 16 points. Good game. Right. 2 catches for 80 yards and a touchdown. Like he can have those games every once in a while.
He's more of a downfield kind of guy.
I'm just not looking at him. Yeah, I'm just not concerned about him.
No, I'm not saying he's draft worthy. I'm just saying it can also possibly take away.
30 receptions for 5 touchdowns. That's a little too high of a touchdown percentage for me.
That his whole season? He only had 30 receptions?
Yep.
Wow. He's better than that, though.
Well, not when you're the 4th wide receiver on this team, when each of the top 3 wide receivers are getting over 100 targets apiece, and Eric Ebron's pushing for 100 targets.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Thank you so much for watching the Fantasy Monsters on YouTube. If you liked our video today, please subscribe to our channel. Hit the little bell icon. Get notified whenever we go live or post other videos. You can see the link below. You can click on previous videos. You can also leave comments below. We'd love to hear from you guys as well. And we'll catch you next week.
Have a go.